Hello, in this presentation we will discuss the concept of data lifecycle. Specifically, we will describe and compare the different stages of the data lifecycle, and we will discuss some examples. We already know that the data analytics process involves several phases: ask, prepare, process, analyze, share, and act. In all of these phases, we are working with data. We will discuss the concept of data lifecycle in relation to the data analytics process. In this process, analysts bring data to life by using tools such as spreadsheets, databases, query languages, and visualization and analysis programs and techniques. We are familiar with the concept of life cycle from biology. We know that living things have a life cycle, but data also has a life cycle. This cycle consists of the following phases: plan, capture, manage, analyze, archive, and destroy. The first phase of the data lifecycle is planning. Planning occurs before a data analysis project begins. During the planning stage, an organization decides what type of data it needs, how it will be managed, and who will oversee and conduct all the data-related processes such as data collection, management, analysis, storing, and so on. For instance, a school administrator may be interested in knowing how much money teachers need for purchasing supplies. She will then keep track of all the supplies purchased and inquire teachers about the other resources that they still need. She will also select a team member who will be responsible for obtaining, storing, summarizing, and sharing the data. The next phase is capturing the data. In this phase, data are obtained from a variety of different sources. Nowadays, so much data are generated on a daily basis, and there are multiple different modalities to collect it. It can be collected from outside resources as well as from the organization's existing records and historical information, which is typically stored in databases. A database is a collection of data stored electronically on a computer. In our example, the data analyst may use records from prior school years to examine teacher spending, to identify the amounts used and the items most frequently purchased. The data analyst may also survey teachers about their needs and use data from other school systems who are effectively using funds to support teacher and student needs. In this process, it is critical to ensure data integrity, credibility, and privacy. These are important from an ethical perspective and also to support the validity of the data analytic process. The quality of the final results depends on the quality and trustworthiness of the data. After capturing the data, we move on to the next phase, which is managing the data. This refers to storing the data, using tools to keep it secure, maintain it properly, and updating it as needed. This phase is directly related to data cleaning, which is a complex process referring to the removal of errors. Data analysts may also organize and reorganize the data, may define or change variable types, replace missing values, calculate new measures or variables, select subsets of data using a series of criteria, organize, reorganize, and transform data as needed to prepare for the next step, which is the analysis. The next step is analyzing the data. This is the essence of data analytics and where data analysts really shine. This stage involves summarizing and describing the data using visualizations and summary statistics, as well as more complex data analysis procedures such as inferential statistical analysis. In our example, the data analyst may summarize spending practices in the past couple of years and summarize and report teacher survey responses referring to their needs for additional funding. The analyst may also compare the school's spending allocation with those of successful schools to determine whether there are any significant differences. After data are analyzed and the analysis is complete, it needs to be archived. In many projects, we have to maintain access to data for a certain period of time after a project is complete, just in case we have to answer questions or need to verify some things. Archiving means that data are stored in a secure place where it is still available, but doesn't take much needed space on our computers. Data analysts often work with extremely large data files. Additionally, during the data management and data analysis phases, we create many additional edited versions of the data. These can become difficult to handle and take a lot of memory. It is therefore more useful to archive the data. The last stage of the data cycle is destroying the data. In some projects, especially when dealing with confidential information, it is required to destroy the data after archiving it for a certain period of time. This helps protect the privacy of the participants, but also saves space and is good for the environment. If data are stored electronically, we need to make sure that all information, numerical data, text, audio recordings, images, all are permanently deleted, and information that is stored on paper needs to be shredded. In this presentation, we described and compared the different stages of the data lifecycle and discussed an example at each stage.